Morning, Jim McKellen, CEO with Money Management. We're going to do the most popular webcast we've ever done. It's on a concept called CAB. CAB is Child Asset Builder. In my opinion, this may be the greatest investment of all times. It's something that you can do for as little as $25, $50 a month that you can help your grandchild get a great financial start. And we're going to go through some of the pages of how it works. If you do one of these, or when you do one of these, we'll put together a book like this, and it's got all the same things you're going to see on my website. You can actually go on my website and see it, but you're going to have the same thing and everything. So let's get started here. So this is a Child Asset Builder, number one. All it is the magic of compound interest. And compound interest is nothing other than interest on top of interest. And that's what makes this thing, it just explodes. Now, over one half of Americans could not come up with $400 in an emergency. And that's just a crying shame. In the richest country in the world, can't come up with $400. That's kind of sad. I recently came across a 45-year-old man whose father taught him the value of savings. His dad told him to put 25% of every dollar into savings when he took his first part-time job in school. He never stopped setting aside that percent. His income has grown through the years, and today, at a relatively early age, he's a multimillionaire. But as you know, this is an exception to the rule. Now, one of the problems is that we're not taught financial responsibility when we're in kindergarten, grade school, high school, or even college. And many times what we do learn about savings is simply not true. What if you could give your children a head start with the knowledge of how to take care of money? What a legacy that would be. The magic of compound interest combined with time and tax-free, get that, tax-free distribution, and you have the CAB, Child Asset Builder. Remember, compound interest is the addition of interest to the principal sum in a deposit. In other words, interest on top of interest. As the years go by, this method of accrual can develop into a sizable amount of money. This is great, but the problem is that interest is always taxable when you take a distribution if you do it the regular way. When we're talking about a checking account or a CD, we already know that the gain, if any, is taxed at the end of the year. For a traditional IRA and 401k, 100% of that money is taxed at distribution. Now this is the whole key behind this. This is what you got to get. There are only two methods that are never taxed. Did you hear that? Never taxed. Kim, you heard that, didn't you?
Right.
A Roth IRA or life insurance when distributed through loans that are properly designed. Every time I tell the Child Asset Builder story, I get more and more excited. The concept isn't new, but with today's products, it can be highly enhanced. Today, our program can include life insurance with critical, chronic, and terminal illness coverage. The owner has the option of using the money to help meet the needs of the child should a situation arise. But why would you purchase life insurance? The number one factor is future insurability. Once you're approved, or the child's approved, it's locked in as long as your policy doesn't lapse. Think about that for a second. Being able to purchase life insurance at a young age, where costs are low, makes perfect sense no matter what happens in life, your child is insured. Later in life, that insurance can be a great asset to help secure loans. There is so much flexibility in this plan, it may also become the most valuable asset a family can ever have, helping a family pay debts and ensuring future income. This Child Asset Builder plan could become a college savings account. In addition, the policy comes with critical, chronic, and even terminal illness riders. I call this the risk management of our plan. Simply put, our plan is self-completing no matter what happens. Absolutely nothing can happen that this plan is not set up for. Let's look at the primary reason for doing this is the accumulation. This is why so many grandparents and parents love this plan. It makes sense. If we systematically put money away for a few years when the child is young, we can eventually stop payments and just let it build. If we're able to credit interest in most years, the concept, magic of compound interest, can really take hold. But here's the real beauty of the plan. It's not in the market. Your money is not in the market. After expenses, the carrier puts the remainder of the money in the general accounts, which are generally fixed assets. Then they purchase options on behalf of the policy. And this gets a little complicated, so I'm going to stop here because this really just gets more complicated than I want to get today. But just know we got it covered. Now, it seems too good to be true. We're simply following the rules and laws of insurance to make this happen with an overfunded indexed universal life plan. I mentioned the laws and rules of life insurance because we're using a concept called arbitrage to maximize our return. We are using a variable loan where the carrier loans the money without going into your cash account. It continues to work inside the crediting strategy. Now I want you to get this. Kim, you can stay on that, but that's okay. They can just get this. Let's say you've got $50,000 of cash in your policy. Let's say you take out $25,000 and you use that for whatever reason, for your child or grandchild. The entire $50,000 still gets interest. Did you get that? The entire $50,000. You don't have $50,000. You just took out 25 of the 50. You've only got 25, but you're still getting interest on the entire 50. That's the arbitrage of life insurance, and no other investment vehicle in the world will do that. And folks, I've been in the business 54 years. That's exciting. Now, we suggest, by the way, this is the first one I did. This is my, I called him Little Bubba. I called his daddy Big Bubba. And his daddy's my first grandson. And then Little Bubba came along, oh, I don't know. I think Royce was my grandson. I think he's maybe 30 when Little Bubba came along. Now, this is the letter that I wrote to Little Bubba, and we encourage everybody to write what I call a love letter. And you can certainly say what you want to say. You're not going to say what I said. But I just want to give you an idea of what I said. I said, Dear Little Bubba. Now Little Bubba at the time was about 3 months old. Now he's 2.5. Can he read this? No, he can't read it. Of course not. It's probably going to be another 10, 15 years before Little Bubba can read this. Then it might make sense to him. Dear Little Bubba. Let me get my glasses here, Kim, so I can read my letter here. Big Bubba, your dad, was our first grandchild and the first child in a long time for our family. You will someday understand why we spoiled him. When he was 1, we picked him up on Friday afternoon to spend the night with us. At 1 year old, he had no idea of what day it was, but his mom said he always put his coat on early in the day. She asked why, and he said, Papaw coming. And how he knew that is beyond us. Now, 27 years later, he and Aaron have given us a new little boy to love and spoil. You are our first great-grandchild, and the first of anything is very special. You will miss out on knowing what may have been the greatest and most loving grandmother in the history of the world, your dad's mom and our daughter, Candace. God took her away almost 2 years to the date you were born, but she and you would have had a special bond that I cannot describe. She was our first child and a most special woman. Know that she is looking down on you and knows you and everything you do in this life. She is in heaven not because she was good, but because she trusted God's Son as her Lord and Savior at age 9. I will do everything in my power to help you make the same decision when the time is right. You are lucky to be born to 2 very smart parents, but that will only carry you so far in life. Believe in God first, and believe second that all things are possible. The person who believes that they will succeed and outwork everybody else will always come out on top. Since there is 74 years difference in our ages, it is very unlikely I will be around for most of your important events like graduating college, getting married, having your family, and much more. But don't be sad, because I will be with Candace watching you and being super proud of my little Bubba. That is why Mimi and I are giving you the most special gift that will help ensure your financial future with tax-free money so that it can be used for the most anything you want. As a financial expert of over 50 years, I believe this is the greatest investment in the world. Every time you use it, remember Paps and Mims and how very much we love you. All of our love today and forever, Paps and Mims. And then the rest of it are just some pictures that we put in there. I just want to show you one. This is his grandmother, our daughter, and I'm going to make sure that he knows her as best I can, even though, as I said, she died a couple of years before he was born. These are my three. I call them my great grandbabies. About $3 anyway. They're great. Anyway, you see what the cab, Kim, you can come to me now. You see what the cab does. Again, you can put in as little as $25 to $50 a month. It doesn't have to be a whole lot of money. You don't have to do it for a long period of time. I did mine with a little more than that, but I did it for a 5-year period. I don't remember how much money. There's a limit to how much you can put in because we get into underwriting problems, and if the parents don't have twice the insurance they're buying on the son, the insurance company's got a little hang up on that. So, we can work with you. We can help you. If that's something of interest to you, hey, give us a call. Well, I don't know a phone number. We're getting a new phone number, but the cell phone is 601-757-6488. Hey, thank you. Hope you have a good day.